With just 1 week until the official launch of Outriders, a lot of questions are likely on your mind. What's going on with the loot? How about the cover improvements? What are the team's plan for cheaters? Hello friends, it's Codiak here, and today we have a very important Outriders video breaking down absolutely everything you need to know ahead of launch. We all know how day one launches go in terms of player density, so probably the biggest thing everyone wants to know is when can you preload the game. For all Xbox players, you will be happy to know that you can already do so. PlayStation platforms will begin 48 hours in advance of the game's release time. For PC players, Steam is still determining preload options, and Epic, well, they don't have the ability to do preloads at all. Now, the really interesting thing is that the game will be launching with a rolling midnight unlock for all consoles, meaning that the game will unlock at midnight on April 1st for your respective countries, which should also help with any server instability. For the USA, specifically, midnight EDT is when this will happen. The unfortunate thing for PC and Stadia players is that our games will not open up until 9 AM PDT, as these platforms can only release at a single time globally due to how their stores are set up. This time is the standard PC release window for a Square Enix game and has been carefully chosen to ensure that the maximum amount of support and partner staff are on hand to deal with any launch day issues, which, as we all know, with day one launches, always happen and should be expected. Another big issue we've talked about a bunch here on the channel is item restoration for players who have lost legendary items due to the various loot disappearance bugs. By the time you're watching this video, this has already taken place and is a one-off event for the global player population. Any legendaries lost before March 22nd should have been restored and returned to your inventories. Since this fix, it is important to point out that there are still a few smaller reports regarding lost legendaries. The team believes this is an issue with the regularity of auto-saving features rather than a specific bug. Simply put, if you found a legendary but the game was terminated before that autosave could occur, the legendary or any other item would never have made it into your server inventory logs. These have been reported to most often occur when using specific farming methods that are so quick the game doesn't actually trigger an autosave cycle before the farming run is reset. And in some extreme cases, this could be a long period of time without actually triggering that autosave feature. The team is actively investigating these instances and how they can mitigate against them down the road. Another big topic has to do with cheating and hacking, and you'll be happy to know the team has revealed the full extent of their plan of action. Some initial context first. When inspecting the entire player base, around 2 million players, some 200 players were identified to have clearly cheated. In percentage terms, that's about 0.01%. And while they expect this percentage to not grow by much as they move through launch, the team has laid out specific repercussions for those who have cheated. Punishments are account-wide, not character-specific. Characters will not be able to matchmake with legit players. Matchmaking will most likely take significantly longer. Cheaters' HUDs will have discrete but visible watermarks placed on them so that gameplay footage created on those accounts can be readily identified as originated from a flagged account. Now, all accounts will be checked for evidence of cheating on launch day and then at regular intervals thereafter. Any account logs found to have evidence of cheating on them or after launch day will be permanently branded, not banned, branded. If you cheat during the demo but wish to go on to the main game unbranded, you must delete all characters and items on your entire account in order to wipe the slate clean. You should not carry over any progress between the demo and main game if you previously cheated but do not plan to do so in the main game. Now, what exactly is considered cheating? I think it's important we go over this so everyone is 100% clear. Intentionally running the game on PC without easy anti-cheat, that's cheating. Modifying game files to enhance a character via things like levels, skills, inventory, and more. That's cheating. Externally modifying game time to reduce time-dependent features such as vendors and challenges. It's important to note here with this one that players who have messed around with this vendor refresh before the team clarified the issue will not be affected, but any further attempts to do so will result in repercussions. Using a trainer program or similar to gain advantages within the game, cheating. And using gameplay-altering programs such as aimbots or wall hacks, cheating. Additionally, players found to be regularly kicked by multiplayer hosts shortly after joining may also be manually reviewed as an additional anti-cheat, anti-grief safeguard. The team also reserves the right to update and make changes to this policy at any time in the future. Now that the major issues and concerns have been addressed, let's take a look at what has changed between the latest demo build and the launch day build of Outriders. What we're about to go over is just a condensed overview, as the launch day build contains a ton of additional general improvements, balancing, bug fixes, and crash resolutions. Issues with certain mods on legendary weapons like the Migraine and Grim Marrow not triggering properly have been resolved. A wide balancing pass has been implemented on things like items, mods, enemy stats, and even loot drops. Crossplay will no longer be in a beta form and will be on by default. PC players will also be able to add cross-platform friends that they have recently played with to their friends list, with console players getting this functionality in a future patch. If you turn crossplay off manually, you will not be able to automatically matchmake with people who still have it turned on, which can affect your matchmaking times. DirectX 12 will be on by default for PC players. A new quick mark feature was added to the inventory, allowing you to mass mark all items based on rarity in 1 or 2 item presses, rather than needing to mark items individually. That option is still there, but this should help with later cases of clearing lower rarity gear out quickly. Various improvements have been made to the cover system, improvements to the travel voting system used when in a group, and additional information has been added about internal cooldown mechanics for mods to their descriptions for everyone eagerly looking to experiment with builds. Last up, I'm sure everyone wants to know about the Day 1 patch. It's super common with most games, and the People Can Fly team are here to tell you exactly what that patch will address. If all goes according to plan, the Day 1 patch should be ready and integrated into preloading even before launch. There's still a chance the patch may need to be an additional download, but they are trying to avoid that. The patch has some really awesome improvements that I'm sure a ton of players will appreciate, including things like numerous bug fixes and optimization improvements, particularly for things like the pacing and stuttering that were observed during the demo. Camera smoothing improvements for cutscenes and dialogues are also being addressed to reduce the camera shake we all greatly disliked. We'll also be getting frame rate improvements during cutscenes and dialogue options. PC cutscenes will have the option to choose from 30, 60, 90, and 120 FPS. Next-gen consoles will be locked to 60 FPS, and Xbox One and PlayStation 4 cutscenes will remain locked at 30 FPS. There's also a post-launch patch in the works with an ever-growing list of features, most notably performance optimization across the board and in co-op games. For our console friends out there, controller adjustment options are planned as well for dead zone adjustments, acceleration settings, and legacy layouts. This patch should also bring in even more bug fixes. All in all, it's really great to see People Can Fly keeping up with the transparency and community interaction, showing us all that they are really putting the players first and committing to making a great game. This is all big news for everyone excited for release day, and if you're excited about the game and want to follow our adventures on Enoch, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and of course subscribe to the channel. We have got a lot of content planned for the weeks and months ahead, and we love your support. You can also join us on Discord. We've got a great community of over 6,000 members with a special section dedicated to Outriders with over 300 members. So if you're interested, check out the link below and join today. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching and play on.